Binoculars, welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest as usual, starting with Sergiño Dest as the Barca fullback has set himself a challenge to convince manager Xavi Hernandez during pre-season. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, in this episode, talking about Franck Kessie as Juventus are pushing so hard to reach an agreement to sign the 15 million euro Barca midfielder. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe. If you haven't, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. The preseason provides players with opportunities to prove themselves to the manager and earn a place in the plans for the upcoming season, and that will be the case for several Barcelona players who are currently on the tour of the United States of America. And as per Sport, out-of-level defender Sergiño Dest has set himself a challenge to convince manager Xavi Hernandez and earn a place in the Barcelona squad for the next term. The 22-year-old right back is back at Barca after spending the last season away on loan at AC Milan, where he endured a very poor spell and hardly played in the second half of the season. Considering that he was out of favor under Xavi prior to his departure Milan, it has been suggested that the Blaugrana will look to offload the US men national team international permanently in the ongoing transfer window. But Dest has been named in the squad for the preseason tour of the USA and is currently training with the team. And as such, the 22-year-old former Ajax man has taken it upon himself to prove that he is deserving of another shot with the first team. To that end, he aims to make the most of whatever opportunities he receives in the 4 preseason friendlies that Barca are scheduled to play over the next 12 days. The Catalans kick off the preseason tour with a fixture against Juventus on Sunday, before facing Arsenal and Real Madrid. They will, bring down the curtains on the trip with a match against Dest's former loan club AC Milan. With Julian Araujo set to join FC Porto on loan imminently, it should pave the way for Dest to get more minutes in the pre-season, and it will be up to him to prove to Xavi that he is deserving of a spot in Barcelona's squad for the 2023-24 season. Of course, Sergiño Dest wants to step up. We know that Dest has not been the level that he really wanted to be. And when Xavi came in as manager, we saw that Xavi did not like the way Dest plays his football and made it clear to at some press conferences that Dest needs to learn a lot in positional positioning, and he's not the kind of right back that Xavi sees as fundamental or so needed in this team. Dest was eventually loaned out to AC Milan last season, and unfortunately Dest did not make good use of that opportunity, as he played just 16 games and he was a flop. Whenever given a chance, he did not make use of that loan opportunity at AC Milan, and there have been rumors that the player really wants to stay no matter what, and the only way to do it is to do what? Convince the manager. That is why pre-seasons are important. So there are many coaches out there who use pre-season to judge certain things, and seeing how consistent a player can be, it gives some managers, decisions to make as to those players' futures. Even though sometimes, yes, some decisions are taken wrongly, because a player will do like that, but when the actual season kickstarts, the player goes back to his default, which makes no sense. So nonetheless, Sergiño Dest's future still remains uncertain, and I don't think he will stay. Honestly, I don't even want him to stay. Dest has never been a convincing player, and honestly, I think if Barca can get their hands on a reliable right back, It will be good, but who is there? The problem is nobody. We don't know who is now. Even Fresneda, it seems as though Barca have abandoned the move for the Real Valladolid right back. João Cancelo is another player, but it's quite expensive and looks like out of reach at the moment. So it remains to be seen how Barca addresses that right back position. But that's one to prove Xavi wrong in order to have a chance. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. According to Sport, Juve are now pushing to complete the signing of Franck Kessie from Barca. At the earliest, the old lady have been interested in the Ivory Coast international for a while now, but the operation is now heating up. Kessie prioritizes continuing at Barca and has even made the trip to the United States with Xavi. He is aware of his options in both the Saudi Arabian League and the Serie A and was expected to make a final decision after the pre-season. Matters have now taken a steep turn. Juventus are pushing to hold a meeting with Barca in the USA in the coming hours and hope to finalize his signing soon. As manager, Massimiliano Allegri sees the midfielder to be key to his project. The Bianconeri continue to prioritize a loan deal but are no longer closing the door to a permanent transfer wherein they can pay the fees in installments. Barca asked 15 million for Jastar services, and it remains to be seen if Juve meets that figure with the economic situation. The ball is seemingly now in the Italian's park to convince the player to the project. Juventus can do so by matching his contract at Barca and agreeing him a starting role in the team. Moreover, they have already created space for him on the roster through the departure of Altomelo. Barca are in dire need of a big sale. Kessie's departure could open the door for Bernardo or João Felix to join Xavi's setup, although the club could be forced to sell one of Rafinha or Ferran, also on the same. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.